Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's feeling good this morning. Here we have bright sunshine, blue skies, wind, and it's a tad cool. However, um, yeah, it's very pleasant outside. Sorry, my cat just hit me on the leg. Okay, so uh, yesterday while I was at work, I received a new delivery, which is wonderful. I absolutely love my deliveries. Unfortunately, like I said, I was at work, so I couldn't wait to get home. And so I have my suite ready for doing next week's cards, which I'm quite excited about. I'll grab them up in a minute when I put the camera down. Okay. Getting a message here saying can't post messages to some channels. I'm supposing I get that every time, but I've never noticed it before. Alrighty, so we're going to carry on today with the textures and layers genre that we've been working with. And I sort of put together a card, but I want to beef it up a little bit, okay? So make it look a bit more special than it already does. So that's my plan this morning, using the layers and what have you. So I've got that to do today. Alrighty, so my name's Lorraine. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Fraser Coast area in Queensland, and I can help you. If you don't have a demonstrator, I can always help you out. I can show you how to do things. I can help you through things. I'm not a pushy person, so there's no way that I'm going to try and push anybody into doing anything. So by all means, if you would like to have a look deeper at the products, buy the products at a discount. Now that is something that's worth it for everybody. You don't have to do videos. You don't have to go live. You don't have to do parties. You don't have to do anything like that. You can just get your own stuff at a very cheap price, or not very cheap, but I mean a cheaper price with a discount. Plus, on top of that, you get credits that you can spend on your next orders. So it's fantastic. So if you're interested and you anywhere in Australia, by all means, give me a shout, give me a call. And I'd be happy to help you with that. So that's it. That's me done. So before we go too much further, I'm going to go down to the desk and we'll have a look at what we're going to be doing today. Hi, Susie. How are you? Good to see you here. And you said hi to Lynn, so I'm assuming Lynn's here as well. Okay, let me go down to the desk. All right, so we started off the week this week with these two cards here, which have got the layers, which have got the texture to them. So this is the one that I made online. This is the one that I did previously. And then on Tuesday, we did these cards. So again, I did this one online and this one as a demonstration card. With both of those, I would like to have something on the front, and I think I will possibly at some stage look at putting some sort of a happy birthday or something like that. But the inspiration for today's card basically came from this. Okay, so when I did it, you'll all remember I said, ooh, that would look nice as a card on its own. So basically, I'm doing something similar to this today. So I'll show you what I'm doing. So this is the card for today. You can see, because it's white on white, it's hard to see that there. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and beef this up around here. I'm going to do something. I'm going to put some texture on the plain white card here. you can see we've got coloured coloured paper underneath there. So I'm going to be, I haven't put an insert in it, of course. So let's have a look at what we can do to beef this card up today. So to start with, I might use the same colours. And then if we have time, I will do something different with it. Good morning, Mum. How are you this morning? How is it in Bundaberg? Is it sunny? I'm hoping to get some washing out and dry today, so fingers crossed in that direction. All right, so to start off with, I'm going to grab some white cardstock. There we go, nice and simple. And I'll get the, no, I don't want that one. I'm so excited because I put my I put my new plates on my cut and emboss machine last night. So yeah. All right. So to start with, I'm just going to do a normal base. This would also look nice as a 4x4, 5x5, 6x6 card because it would give you more space. Lynn said hello, Mum. Susie said hello. Yeah. So. Yep. All right. So I'm just going to do the normal size today, which is 5 3/4. So let's cut the 5 3/4 by 8. So I am using the thick white today. So when I got my order, I also got more white cardstock. But I had to buy one lot in the 12x12. So that's going to be interesting to be working with 12x12. Sunny and very cold. You're in your best place to be, Mum. Best place to be. Anywhere where it's warm. We actually got the heater out last night, so that'll tell you. It was a bit cool here. All right, so and the second layer that I'm going to cut is from this beautiful paper, which is the Floral Charm paper. It actually goes with the Charming Day suite that I have. Hi, Holly. How are you today? So yeah, I'm going to use this one, but I'm using that side of it. So if you haven't seen this, it's rather pretty. So many different colors. Look at this. How gorgeous. Absolutely love this one. Give me leaves anytime. I love leaves, and it's got the Timid Tiger background to it. And then we have more flowers with, what would that be? I think that might be, it's either Mossy Meadow or Olive Green, I would say. And then we have this one here, which is the pinks and purples. But I think that is Night of Navy on the back. And then this one, this is rather lovely, this flower here. And then, of course, we have Blackberry Bliss. I had a mind blank there for a moment. Hi, Sweet Bee Creative Studio. How are you? Lovely to see you here. Thank you for joining today. Please join in with the chat. The ladies here and the gentlemen, when they're in, are absolutely fantastic. We have a great group of people, and you would never believe how the things that we talk about in here. You really wouldn't sometimes. All right, so just for the next layer, I'm going to do the 5.5 by 3 3/4. Again, I'm going to do that in the white. So let's go with the 3 3/4 to start with, and then the 5.5. All right, so that gives us, and I've just done that one. I should have done it, sorry, the 5 1/4 by 3.5. So let's go by 3.5. Let's what I get for talking and not paying attention. And the 5 1/4. Just a little bit smaller, just to give us a bit of an, so that we can see the edge of this beautiful paper. So now I'll cut the paper, and I should actually have a piece of this. So my cat came in just before, and as usual, he's caused a ruckus and put everything I had ready. He's mixed it all up. So I'm doing this one on the 5 1/2 and 3 3/4. And we'll go 3 3/4. So when we come to lay this up, oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome. Please enjoy. Yes, Lynn, I love this DSP too. Yeah. And there's so much. Okay. Alrighty. So this is going to go on here. This is going to go on top of that, which gives us a nice little border all the way around, which is great. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the flower out of here first. And I think this time I might cut it a tad more to that side. Give myself that little bit more space. Oh, no, because it's got to come over. Maybe where it was. Maybe there. Okay, I'm really... Look at this, people. Look. New plate on the top. Because the X top plate is now on the bottom. But love it. Absolutely love it. So I have to place this because I am going to place the next bit over a tad. So if I pop it there, and we'll work with whatever comes out of it. So I'm just going to take that out of there. Roll that through and back. Oh. All right. Have that out. And you know, I don't know if anyone else, Matt, does this, but you can always guarantee that when I put new plates on, I end up putting one of my dies in upside down. And so doing the imprint on the top plate. Now, what I wanted to say with this too is when we've got these dies that have these deep indents, they actually go right the way through. What we can do is we can pop them up however it's easier for you. Now I don't have any nails. It's probably easier with the Take Your Pick tool. But you can actually pop those up to give that little bit more dimension to what you're doing. You don't have to make huge pop-ups, but it does actually, see what I'm doing there? Just popping it up just a tad, just a little tiny bit. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but it's, I hate putting anything too close to the camera because you can usually see it less, but we've got, these are just turned up just a little tiny bit. All right, so we've got that. You can do the same with the leaves if you want to, but I'm not worried with the leaves. So now the plan is this will go down here, this will go on top, and then this will sit slightly off of what we've got here. So therefore it's sort of giving us like a background, like a shadow. But when we do white on white like that, we don't see a lot. So I'm just going to pop this through an embossing folder because I want to give it a bit of dimension. And my favorite one at the moment is the Starstruck. I really love the Starstruck embossing folder. So I'm just going to pop that in as long as I get it straight. And I'll just do this down here. So for this one, it's a normal embossing folder, so we just take out the number 2 plate. Whoops. Now, of course, when we emboss, we only pop it through the machine once. We don't take it through and back again. This whole set is great, isn't it? I absolutely love it. So now, hopefully you can see we've got some texture on that. So when we put that on there, it's going to show up just a little bit more, which is great. However, she's not finished yet. Because we've got Pretty Peacock in behind there, I'm going to get my Pretty Peacock ink out and probably this. Okay, it's a bit greener, but I'm sure it will work. Just let me test that it hasn't got too much on it. Get a bit of that off. Might just keep that going because then I can use that piece for something, can't I? That's just to clean off the brush. Now, all I want to do here is start off the flower and then just gradually come in from the outside. And you can see those bits that I've popped up are grabbing some of the ink. Okay, so that one there just needs to come up just a tad. And then we can do the same down here. Just bring it in on the edge of the leaves. You don't need a lot because they're a little bit spindlier. Just hold them down so that we can get. So now we've got that little bit of color, so that when we pop that on there, see how we've picked up the color underneath, but we can see the flower that little bit more. So what I might do also, just to stop this very white edge, is just pop around the edge. You can see that it also picks up on where I've done the embossing. It doesn't have to be even, just as it goes. In from the edge. There we go. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to close that and I'm going to clean my desk because otherwise I'll have ink everywhere. Can move out the way. That's what I love about these glass mats. You can do everything on them and then you can just wipe it all off and right back where you started, which is great. Before I put anything else down there though, because of the weather, usually it dries straight away, but this weather it takes that bit longer, so I'll just give it a bit of a helping hand here. All right, so now we have that part, and then this is going to sit just off of there, and we're going to put, so you can see what we've done is we've highlighted where this is very, what I would call white on white. This one has that little bit of extra. Actually, what I didn't do Just pop a little bit around the edge of that too, maybe, so that we can see. So I really don't use my blending brushes as much as I should. There we go. Put that there. And then that's going to sit just off there like that. So we can see it a lot easier than we could on the original. Just bumps it up, gives it that little bit more definition. All right, so basically now this piece of DSP is just going to be straight down onto the card. So I'll grab some glue. Isn't it a shame? Hey? It's a shame to cover it, isn't it? I can hear my husband out there. I think the dog wants to go back out, but she's got the barks this morning, so she got pulled in. Okay. There we go. Now, this piece we're going to pop up. I actually ran out of my my strips this morning. So what I'm going to do is just use the edging off of a couple of packets of these. So I can cut it there and cut it there, there, and there. I've got a couple of so this edging is perfect for this sort of thing. So we can pull that up. Don't waste it. Don't think, oh, I finished, and throw it away, because this is perfect for this sort of thing. And then we have, oh, that wasn't the plan, but it'll be okay. Then we can do this one. Now, I like to put long pieces. When I'm doing a larger piece and popping it up, I like to put the longer pieces on, simply because there's nothing worse than getting a card in the mail that's sagged in the middle. And that's the last thing we want. So, oh, did it again. Never mind. At least it shows me how many dimensionals I've got left, doesn't it? I'll chop that piece off, and I am going to put, oops, I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals around here as well, just to help it all along. Maybe pop one down in there. Oh, look, I've got one left, so I might as well use it, mightn't I? Oh, okay, empty one. So I'll just pop that, I don't know, up there. All right, so now we're going to pop this up. Take all this off. Now, you can actually buy the strips from Stampin' Up. And I must admit, although I probably don't use them very much for anything that has a large area to pop up. It's about as straight as a dog's hind leg, but that'll work. I do like to use it. So before I put this on, I'm just going to push those little pieces out, just to give it that little bit of dimension in there. Okay. And if they don't stay up, that's fine too. You don't really want to crease it though. You just want to like bend it up. So I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? All right, now we're going to put this on here. We're going to offset it slightly so that it looks like it's just fallen to one side. I'm going to use mini dimensionals because I don't want to. There we go. The minis out. I want to try and avoid the places that I have popped those up. So, and with this, there's not a lot of places that you can actually add dimensionals. And you may even have to cut a couple in half, which I've done many times in the past. And that one, oh, that one might have gone over too far. See if I can get that off. You can never get them off again. They're pretty sticky, aren't they? Okay, and then I'm going to just chop a couple of these so that I've got some half-size ones. And believe me, they don't ever go in half properly. You always get one side that's a bit bigger than the other. Just going to pop this one right down the bottom here. And hopefully we can't see any. That's good. Right, so we take the backings off. Making sure that our little pieces are poking up still. Oops. And now we'll pop that onto here. So the bottom bit I like to sort of fit right in place, and then you just take the rest of it. Now what you've got to be careful of, and I bet I did, yeah, this one here needs to come off because we don't want it to stick to the bottom. We just want it to stick up here. Okay. And I've just moved those leaves slightly so that I can stick those down. So now we have this for our card. So up the top here now, I actually quite like that "Thanks for being you." And I used, for this one, I used, of course, Stylish Shapes. I just felt it was a little bit too big, but I think I've left a bit more room on this one. So I might go with that again. And I think that was the one that fit. Yeah, I think there's a bit more room on that one. So I'll just cut that out of a piece of white. Remembering to put my number 2 plate back in. Now, if I could have put a bigger one on, which the next size would have been far too big, but I possibly would have put it through the embossing machine, which would give us more texture again. I could stamp it and try it. I don't know what it would look like. I suppose if I don't like it, I can always get rid of it. So what do you think? Do you think we should do that? Here we go. Messy edge. Get that off of there as well. So if you do get it on the edge, just gently clear it off because quite often it'll leave. There we go. Thanks for being you. And then just to finish that off, I'm just going to roll it around the edge like that, which gives us that dark edge to go around. Nothing on my hands, that's good. So then I will use my dimensionals and just pop that up. Just around. There like that. And I will pop it back up in that corner because that's where I have the most room. Okay, so now we need an insert. This one's a naked card. We don't like naked cards. So we're going to do an insert. So I'm going to use that same paper again, because I'm sure I didn't use it all. No, I didn't. And I'm just going to cut a piece for an insert. Okay, so the insert's going to be 5.5 by 3 3/4. Is that going to be 5.5? It sure is. So we're going to pop that in, and then we're going to have a piece of white, which is the 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. I can find a piece. So this piece of card was straight until my cat walked on it. By 5 1/4. What did I do that by? Yep, that's right. So this is going to be the insert here, like this. Okay, and then let's have a look at see what is in here, because I'm thinking it would be nice to have another flower. This flower is quite pretty actually, so we could have that one, and then I could probably just have a piece of greenery coming out of it. So let's have a look at that. Look at that, I've still got a piece of the purple in there from the other day. See what? I don't know if you can see this, but when I put this through the other day, it was just touching. If I can get it so that you can see it. It was just touching another die, and I didn't realize at the time, and I put it through. So it's got just a tiny little, not a dent per se, but it's just got a tiny little mark on it. So something to be careful of when you're putting stuff through the machine, to make sure that you've got the whole thing through and not just part of it. Lesson learned in my case. So I'm just going to put that through. And grab this out of here. So a lovely flower. You probably don't need to do anything with it because we're going to pop it on the inside. And then I'm just going to get a piece of, I might even use a piece of the paper. It actually already has like leaves on it, but I'm just going to die cut a leaf out of that. I don't know how this is going to work because I just thought about it at the last minute. Okay, so we've got the leaf and we've got the flower for the insert. We can do that. So just to make that flower show up that little bit more, we'll go back in. I wonder how much I've got on there. Not enough. Sometimes there's just enough on from where you've used it before just to do the edges. Look at that. Didn't have to open it up at all. And I'm just going to pop that there. How am I going to do that? We're going to put that there, get out the way the bottom piece. That with that like that, I think, just for the insert. So we really don't have to have anything popped up inside. Makes it more difficult to close it, obviously. So tiny amount. Actually, I might move that up a bit. Of the glue, and then again, just tiny little dobs. And we'll pop that over there like that. So that just gives us a little something for the inside. And then we'll put this Thanks, Lynn and Holly. Okay, so we're just going to pop that on to there. And then we'll open it up. Oh, now see what I've done there? I left my damp and it's brought it out on there. So that'll be a front cut off and repositioned onto another one, but I'll just finish it here for now. So that is a lesson to remember that if you put anything wet down onto your work surface, make sure you don't put your card near it. All right, so there is our card. We'll ignore that. There is the card for this morning. So it's simple, but quite effective, I think. Thanks, Suzanne. All righty, so there it is, what I would call basic, and then without that bit, we've made it that bit brighter, easier to see. We've given it an insert, of course. So all I'll do with this is I'll just cut this off and put it onto another card base. It's not lost at all. So, but that's the card for today. I'll have to do that before I photograph it, won't I? All righty. So I personally think the same sort of card would look gorgeous. And I was going to give it a go, and I still might, because we've got a little bit left. How about in the shimmer paper and the gold? I don't know what I'd put underneath. So just let me quickly cut a card base out of the black, which is 5 3/4. That wasn't right, I'm sure. 5 3/4. Thanks, Lynn. Thank you very much. Yes, I must admit I do like that extra bit around the edge there. I think it does make a huge difference. So I'm just going to fold the card here. Just normal. I should really do. Not sure what to put underneath it. That's the thing. I could do black on black, I suppose. and see how that goes. Don't think I've got enough here. Let me see here, 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. Really, this is only just to give it that bit of height. Oh! So that will sit on the front there. And then out of this, the sparkly, shiny paper, which is the In Colour. Oh, where is it? It's the 2024 to 26 In Colour Glimmer paper. So as it goes to 2026, I would assume that it is still current. Okay, so let me pop this in. I'm doing the 5 1/4 by 3 1/2. Five 1/4. All right. Now I'm going to cut out our flower. That's okay. I knew what you meant, Lynn. Okay, so we've now got this. This one's going to be, hi Kim, how are you? I'm going to pop that on there. And then I'm not sure how this is going to go because I don't think the gold shiny is going to show up quite as much, but I do have a plan. So that will, but you can't see it. You can't see it at all. So let's try this. I'm just going to cut it out in black. And then see how we go with that. This one's really trial and error. It really is. Look at that beautiful rose. I've got to use that on something, haven't I? I might go on the inside. Come on out. Okay, so we'll just poke a couple of the little bits up again, like we did before. Does anyone else have problems seeing like black? I used to do a lot of cross stitch, and I still do at times. But if I'm working on black Aida cloth, I have to put would help if I did it the right way. I have to put like a white sheet underneath my stand so that I can see what's underneath. What do you think? Do you think that looks okay? I think if I pop it up, it would probably look nice if it was gold embossed or something around the edge so that you can just see it. But then what if, oh, now I'm getting technical. See, whichever way you do that, it's going to lose it. Anybody got any ideas what we could do to make that stand out better? I could sort of do it like that, but no, I think just the black. Let's try that again. Just offset it. Mum, you're being very red. You think red? Let's give red a go. We can do that. probably a darker red, so maybe go with the cherry cobbler. Actually, I might have some of that over here before I cut another sheet. No, that's real red. Let's see. Let's try the real red to save me cutting a sheet. Think that'll work? You know, it just might. Let me try that. I'm going to end up with all these flowers, aren't I? Actually, I really have to put, I'm going to leave the, oh no, I'm going to put some diamantes on this one too and stuff. I haven't done that. You guys are going to have to remind me because looks good, the gold one inside. Oh, with the black on top, Mum. Okay, well, hang on a second. We'll have a look at the red and then we'll have some choices and see where. I thought you were being a bit quiet, Mum. My mother's one of my biggest critics. She lets me know. All right. So if we were to put the red down with the black, we just need it slightly off. What do we think? Do we like the red with the black? Can you see it okay? Just something to actually take the black away from the black and the gold away from the gold. So let's do it with the red. I'll do another one, Mum, for you with the gold. Not today, but I will. So I'm going to stick that to that so that we've got the so we've got that stuck. I've got to be careful because one side of it's not going to stick, is it? Let's do it through the middle, and then so if I stick that onto there, but just leave that edge like that. Yep. Do we like that? And then I can stick that up on there. Oh, yeah, that does look quite good. Leaves me with a gold one. Yay. All right. So maybe this time, because we've got texture in here, and I'm going to pop up the row. So this time I might just lay this flat. Straight onto the black. Mind you, I just like it like that as well. And then we'll put some dimensionals onto here. Actually, I'm having a lot of fun with these cards. So let me see. So I want them basic. Ooh. It doesn't really matter with this one because I'm not popping up the underneath, does it? So let's do a couple up there and then get the smaller ones. The other one I had to be careful because I didn't want to go into the into the where I'd actually left it popped up. So one there. This one makes it a bit easier. One there. Have I got a half one left here somewhere? I should have. Yep, there's a half one. Let me pop that there, and I'll do another one up there. Got another half one there. Pop that one there. All right. Take the backings off. And we can pop that one there like that. How does that look? You like that? Good thought. All right, now I'm just going to put this straight down. Oops. I could actually pop that whole thing up, but I don't have, it should be quite sturdy. Should really pop that up. Let's do it. Let's do it. Maybe I've got some more edgings in here I can use. Look, there's 4 on this one. I can use that. And I can use the ones off of here as well. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to actually pop that piece up. So I'll just cut these edgings. See how we go. And now I'm getting in a mess. Where did I cut that there? There we go. So I'll pop that one down there. And then we've got this one. Which I'll put down there. That one which can go across there. Looks like a banner, that one, doesn't it? And that one, which I'll put down there. And then I'll just put just a couple through the middle. Let's cut this there and there. Let's put one across there and one across there. So lots. Okay, Suzanne, I'll see you on your live. Just checking the time there. There we go. Get rid of all this. And I'll now pop that up. Need to stand up. See? Black. I can't see anything. It's a bit sad, isn't it? Okay, so we've got that as our card. All right, we need to put something up here. And I am so tempted to put a double one up there. But what I might do is change it up and put... Let's have a look, see. What have we got here? See, that is way too big. That would fit. If I was to just do it... Just going to have to do it. Will I do the same one or will I do something different? What else have we got? Happy birthday. Maybe just a happy birthday across there. Let's take that and just do happy birthday. Now, is that going to fit in there? No, of course it's not. I might just do it and trim it. It's not even going to go close, is it? And I do think that the other one is... what do you think? That's a bit too wide, isn't it? It's a bit too bulky. I mean, it would fit. Just. No, don't like it. Can't do that. So what I'll do is I'll just stamp it and then cut it. Now, might use black. I should really gold emboss it, shouldn't I? No, I'll just do it black for now. Or, sorry, basic grey, because I don't actually use black. Just cleaning off the edge again. Around the edge of my stamp. And I'm going to stamp the happy birthday. See me touch that twice. Right, we've got the happy birthday. So I'm going to cut that out. The stylish shapes are lovely, aren't they? I like them too. And honestly, if I could have made it that it looked okay, I would have done it. But I really want to double this one up. And that's about as straight as a dog's hind leg, but anyway. So I'm going to cut this one shorter. And I'm going to see what size I've got it. So it is 3.5 by 7/8. So if I do this one, just trying to work this one out slightly bigger. I do it there and do it by 1 inch. Okay, so I do have that, but it's a bit too long. So take it back. Pop that on there. Does anyone else fiddle around like this? Take that to there, pop it there, and I think that should be about right. So that's what I'm going to use. Okay, so just going to put the happy birthday up there like that. So I will stick this onto the black and then I'll pop up the black. The font, it's lovely, isn't it? That's in the Charming Day bundle suite. So I really love any font that's more on the cursive style or the okay, so that's that. Get some dimensionals going here. So I probably do use too many dimensionals or more dimensionals than I need to, but I would absolutely prefer the card to arrive looking its best as opposed to being, you know, like sagged in the middle or something like that. Oh, come on. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that across the top. And dots. Oh, now there was some. These are called. These are adhesive back textured dots, which could go in there, but I got, what did I do with that? What have I got on here? No, not those. I got some new ones, so here, these. I think it's a different gold though. They're called flower accents. So they are slightly different, but I don't think you agree with the dimensionals? Yes. Or you fiddle around too? I do too. And then I think to myself, well, I can't really do that when I'm online, but hey, sometimes you just have to, don't you? So I just thought I might put one there. I haven't done an insert, but what I would probably do is just pop that gold rose on black. One there. And then we could probably just pop one in the middle of there. How's that? How does that look? Happy birthday. Could possibly pop a bow on there, maybe in a red or something like that. But I don't really have. I mean, I could use this. I still love this stuff. But it's not enough there to make a... I'm sure I used a small gold the other day and then didn't use it. Oh, there's this one. Oh, look, I have bows sitting there. What do you think? Do we need the bow? Bow or no bow? Your life is trial and error. I know how that feels sometimes too, Kim. Oh dear. I think we all have those times. Do we like the bow or do we want to leave it off? We can have that one, although I don't think that's the best one for it. Personally, I would use this one, which is a very thin one in comparison. Let's try this one. See how messy the desk is now? It started off tidy. Cut that. Cut that. That needs to probably come through a little bit more. The bow's decided it's going to twist itself, but that's okay. I don't mind. It's just that bit that's the wrong way around. Or we could put that little bow there. What do we think? Do we like the bow or not the bow? And then inside I'm just going to put probably white with that gold flower. So I could quickly cut. And insert. You like the small one? Yeah, I do too. I think it's, if I'm going to put it on there, and I'm not a big bow person. If I'm going to put it on there, I think it would have to be that smaller one. 5.5 by 3 3/4. Is it 5.5? Let me see. By 3 3/4. Oh, wrong one. I think I'd have to put the white in there. I don't think I have a choice, but I think I could put that gold on there just to bring that inside. What do we think? Let's just do that. I mean, it would look nice with 3 layers, with the white, the black, and then the white, or the black and the gold. Actually, that's probably what I should have done. The white and then the gold. Come on, we're not playing do it straight today. Here we go. And then I'll just put this on the inside. And that leaves room to do the writing. Yeah, it does, Kim, you're right. It does sometimes make it, and I'm really not much of a bow person. But because we're talking textures, you know, putting a bow on or putting some sort of a, I might just pop that down there. I'll just get a glue dot. When you're using texture, like years ago, I used to use all sorts of stuff. I would use buttons. I would use Hessian. Hessian is great for texture on cards. Love it. Yeah, lots of different stuff. I used to do a class where I used to use everything that you've got at home to make cards. And that always went down well because it proved to people that you don't have to spend a whole lot of money just to make cards. And I had a shop, so, you know, I could have been doing myself out of sales there, but it didn't matter. The main part of me teaching cards was to, you know, the look on people's faces when they go, oh, I could never do that. And then suddenly they achieve it. And it's like, oh, my goodness. And that is the best moment. That is the best moment when they realize that they can actually achieve it. All righty. So a bit different. But we have the black, gold, and red with the texture, with the glitter. We've also done the layers with those two sticking up and this sticking up, and then we have the center. All right, thanks, Kim. Thanks for that. I tell you, when I sat down this morning, this was what I was going to do, just that. And then I looked at it and I thought, that's not going to show up very well. So this evolved, as you could tell. And then we decided to go that one step further. So it is the best moment. Yeah, you know, so many people have doubts about what they can do and what they can achieve. And to have that aha moment for some people, it's to me, it's not only great for them, but I love to see it. I love to see them realize exactly what they can achieve. Just let me come back up to the top a second. Yeah. All righty. So yeah, that's a big thing in life, is to actually give it a go. And yeah, you don't know what you can achieve and what you can't achieve, do you? Thank you, Len, so much. Thank you for that. So yeah, don't ever think you can't do something, because you can give it a go. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Really makes no difference. So next week, I have just received a new set. I should really go. I'll just pop back down 2 seconds because I need to go. And I just got the Perfectly Pairs with the Perfectly Pairs dies, the beautiful shimmer sparkle dots. They're low profile. It has this gorgeous, it's green. I think it would possibly be old olive with the gold through it. And then it's got these gorgeous papers. So this is going to be my focus next week. I'm going to do my 4 days using this, but I might also include, do you remember the, oh, what was it? Let me have a quick look. The one with the citrus blooms. I might include at some stage the citrus blooms. So then you've got oranges, you've got lemons, and of course you've got pears. Now the citrus blooms is actually on last chance. So if you loved this set but you didn't get it, you can go in and you can get it on last chance. This is the one with that beautiful, beautiful edging. It's also got the outside edge that you can use, and then it has your dies in it as well. Some of those actually cut out what is on the paper. So it is last chance, and when I looked at it last night, it was definitely, you're not sold on the pear set yet? Let's see what we can create and change your mind, Haylin. So I think, you know, pardon the pun, but if I pair the two up at some stage during the week, we might get a winner. But if it's something that you wanted but could, you know, it's so cheap now. It's got a good discount on it. So, and it's last chance. So I won't be able to use it for much longer on here. Once it's gone, it's gone. You didn't get that one either. Actually, it took a while for me to get this one. And then when I did get it, I was actually quite happy with it. And I made several cards. And I must admit, when I first saw this one, I thought, oh, yeah, what are we going to do with pears? But I've been thinking of it, and I've actually got a couple of good ideas. When you look at these, congratulations. So, and a pear, does that ring any bells? A good friend is a gift. Hello, thank you, and friend. So I think there's a fair bit that can be done with it. I mean, it's got a fairly good set of stamps in there. I don't even know if I've looked at the dies yet, and I've put them somewhere now, and I don't know where I put them. Oh, here. So I believe that the dies actually do cut out some of the paper. So hang on, let me take this out of here. Oh goodness, one packet, then another. Let's have a look at the dies. Yeah, see, this I particularly like. If I'd had this before, I probably would have used it on some of my texture ones. We've got the little flowers and more little flowers. We've got the pears. Now, I believe one of the pears cut out one of these sheets. You can actually cut out the pears. You've got the greenery. There's the double pears there, and just that there. So it does have a fairly good. Set of dies to it. Let me just have a quick look. To be honest, I came home from work. Oh, look, secret C. I came home from work yesterday and I was really tired. I would say that these would cut out. They would cut out of it. Look how pretty this is. I'm still not 100% sure on the Darling Duckling. You love the hash type one? Yes, I do too. This is quite pretty. Like I said, I'm still not 100% on that Darling Duckling, but I do like the back of that one. And this one's really pretty too. I mean, I can see uses for it. I will make uses for it. Okay, people, thank you so much. And let me just pop back up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, if you could subscribe, ring the little bell so that you know when I'm going live. I'd really love to get my my channel subscriptions up a little bit, which would be great. So if you ever feel like sharing my videos, please do so. I'm not a pushy person. I'm not asking you to, only if you feel like it. Alrighty, thanks so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.